Tell our listeners about this, because you've been on this for a long time, a lot longer than most people.
Yeah. In 2000, years before I ever had a radio show or I ever was getting interviewed about Tiger Woods and talking to the tabloids and doing all that stuff and locating Neil Sean and whoever. Years before any of that, I was sitting in some lawyer's office or a doctor's office somewhere, and I saw this magazine, and it was something, this billionaire down in Palm Beach. There was 3 little girls a day were going over to give massages. And I said, what the hell is this crazy story? So when I got a radio show, a stupid little radio show on internet radio in Thursday afternoons.
What year was this?
That's like 2013. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is one of the first big shows. I said, let me look up that story and see if I could find it. I Googled the different things, Palm Beach, billionaire, And then I found the story, Jeffrey Epstein. But I couldn't find a guest to come on the show because no one was talking about it. The only person I could find was Robert Morrow, Roger Stone's ghostwriter. So I bring him on the show, and then I start putting together all the pieces, the connections between Trump and Epstein. And I get an email one day around 2016 by Tom Mayer, who is the attorney for Katie Johnson, Jane Doe. This young woman did a do-it-yourself lawsuit against Trump and Epstein in 2015.
Yes,
she didn't have
I remember that.
Right, but she didn't have an attorney. Then Tom Mayer, who was a patents attorney, comes on the case, and he says, hey, we're going to need a private investigator. You seem to know what's going on with all these people and who they are. We want to hire you. So he hires me to come on the case. I had to sign the biggest non-disclosure agreement I ever signed in my life. But I was still reporting on the case every Friday night. I'd still be talking about it, be interviewing about it, people. But I was very careful not to let any of the stuff spill over, although I did give a lot of hints. Okay?
Yeah.
So,
you're a big hinter. I'll say this. You're a big hinter.
I know, man. I know. So
that's the professional touch.
It's brutal, so many things I'd love to talk about and just tell everything I know.
Yeah,
but,
believe me too.
Yeah, so I did a big non-disclosure with him. But after Epstein was arrested, he let me in little installments. He released me from my non-disclosure that I could talk about the case. So the few of the things I can say about that case is, one, a lot of people, there's a lot of hit pieces on that story. People trying to say it's all BS. But first of all, why would they hire a PI? If they're making this thing up, why would they hire an investigator to come in here? They wouldn't need to, first of all. Why waste the money? And then I know the work that I did on it, and it was legitimate work. It wasn't busy work. Also, too, Tom Mayer, like I said, is an excellent attorney in New Jersey. I've done other work for him since. But he's not this kind. He doesn't specialize in this kind of work. So
he's not some ambulance chaser,
right? Or a sexual abuse victim or a sexual harass victim, which are legitimate cases. Yeah. So we shopped this around to every giant law firm that I know, and nobody turned it down. Nobody didn't want this case. Everybody was gung ho on it. We had her claims, and we had the 2 statements from 2 witnesses that she talked to about it at the time. So it was a very solid case, and we would have settled this case. If she had come to us first before trying to do it yourself, we would have got a settlement on that case. Ultimately, what happened was the week of the election, by this time, Lisa Bloom had come on and taken over the case.
Yes.
I was no longer involved with it. I was involved with around the time that Cheney Mason did the Baez case down there in Florida. Anyway, there was a dedicated denial of service attack on Lisa Bloom's servers at her law firm, and also on the live stream servers that took them down.
Huh.
Yeah, and it was serious enough that everybody got terrified and everybody dropped the case.
No way.
Oh yeah. And this has come and everyone was kind of quiet about it too. But Lisa Bloom has come out to Ronan Farrow and talked about it. That she's finally admitted the hacking activity and how serious the threats were at the time. But then I'm sitting in my car and I'm listening to Sean Hannity, right? And he's talking to someone like Lewandowski, and he goes,
Corey
Lewandowski, and they had just won the election, and he goes, yeah, we dodged a bullet this week. And he goes, what do you mean? He goes, Epstein. So everybody was well
Lewandowski said that?
No, the other one. Hannity.
Oh, see, Hannity. Oh, yeah. Shit.
Oh, no, yeah. See, yeah, there were some other things going on, too, around that time. When I was shopping around to find a lawyer for that, he says to me, one of the lawyers says to me, "Is this that case with those porn stars?" And Stormy Daniels and Karen McDougal, you know? And then,
before that even came out.
right. I knew all about that in June of 2016.
There have been a lot of rumors circulating and people talking about that story before it.
Right. There was a couple of, she kind of sold that story a few times, you know?
Yeah.
Smart lady.
There's a great book called The Fixers, Hollywood porn stars and crooked lawyers and stuff like that. It's great by these two New York Times journalists. Great book. Has all the facts. They got everything right. But the other thing, too, that they were talking about is they said, well, is this about those pictures of Trump on the plane and Clinton on the plane with these girls and stuff like that? And now those pictures were bought, captured, and killed, okay? But now, more recently, the pictures of Clinton have come out.
Yeah,
I saw
funny. That's funny that you mentioned those because those ones have come out, but the other ones still being held.
Are still,
So
right.
there's pictures of Trump out there with sitting out there on the Lolita Express.
Exactly.
Not surprised.
Exactly.
Not surprised. Well, there's all these stories too about him like flying down to, or him like lending his plane, flying down to with Ghislaine Maxwell to Florida and stuff. Like, I mean, these people were all thick as thieves, as they say.
Absolutely. Well, we know that that from that Golf Digest magazine article, the author of that article said that Epstein and Maxwell flew on Trump's plane.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
And they brought a teenage girl with them, okay? We know that for a fact. Also, too, you can't forget, too, that Virginia Roberts worked at Mar-a-Lago.
I was just going to bring that up. Yeah.
Years old.
And so did her father, if I'm not mistaken.
Maintenance department. He's retired with a horse ranch. How many maintenance guys, got a horse ranch? Not many.
Yeah.